Am I the asshole for reading during my lunch break, then getting a bit snarky with a colleague? What you reading for?
I hate that bit because it demonizes Waffle House.
That I know, and yeah. And the South, so, fucking...
I mean, I've met people like that in the South, so that's real.
That's real, yeah. Yeah, the fact that happens in Waffle House, yeah, I get it, yeah. Sorry, okay.
I've read in a Waffle House peacefully before.
Yeah. Maybe you're at the right piece of motherfucking shit. Okay.
No, I love him. He's funny.
Yeah. At the school where I work, as well as the main library, we have a mini library in each classroom. During my lunch breaks, I like to sit in my classroom and read a book from my classroom's mini library for about 10 or 15 minutes.
Wow.
As it helps me relax ahead of time.
So I thought this legitimately was like in a corporate lunch break room where you bring a book. This is so deeply appropriate to read a book.
I will say also, first time I read it, I glossed over my classroom, my library.
Wow. Yeah, this is a deeply appropriate setting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Today, one of my callings is reading.
Yeah.
Today, one of my colleagues, not a superior, saw me doing this and accused me of, quote, stealing, as the books are for students, not us staff.
That knowledge is finite.
Yeah.
That's for the children.
Knowledge shared is knowledge lost. I agree with that.
That's the saying.
Yeah. She said if I do it again, she'll report me. We got one of the dumb ones.
I'll report my fucking to your Just let her do it.
Yeah.
The principal's going to be like, you're wasting my time for this?
Yeah, right.
You should be working.
You should be
what are you
working.
doing?
I don't remove the books from the classroom, and I put it back after my short reading time. I don't try to discourage kids from borrowing books, even if it's the ones I'm currently reading. I can continue it when the kid brings it back. Because it's a library.
I'm so sorry, TikTokers that are screaming at me to finish the fucking story. Fuck off.
But yeah.
Whatever, it's our show. Shut up. Make your own store.
Yeah.
Fucking show. Store? We're watching Superstore. Shut up. I'm thinking about it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. But can you imagine a teacher that's like, my books?
My books.
None of you children can get my books. That's so funny.
It's just the stack of all the textbooks, and it's like mine. Yeah. Like that Community episode where they find the...
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
I don't try to discourage kids from borrowing books, even if it's the ones I'm currently reading. I can continue it when the kids bring it back. The students aren't allowed in that part of the building over lunch, so they don't even know I do this, so would have no reason to feel discouraged from borrowing books.
This is making me sad thinking about it.
Yeah,
Holy
that we're
shit.
even asking this question, yeah.
Well, that the kids aren't allowed in the library on their lunch break.
Well, in this guy's classroom. I think they can go to the regular library.
I know, but still, in a mini library in a classroom, you're not allowed to be here. And also, the teacher's not allowed to fucking read. How deeply anti-intellectual are we as a society?
You don't want me to answer that question.
Okay.
With that question, you do know the answer to.
Yeah, I know. It's rhetorical.
Several colleagues, including members of SLT, have come into my classroom to ask me something while I've been reading, and no one has had a problem with it before. I explained all this to my colleague, but she said, there's no excuse for stealing from work. I reminded her that staff can borrow and even take home books from the main library, so why wouldn't I be allowed to read books from a mini library, and I asked if there was a rule against it. She said, you shouldn't have to be told that stealing is wrong, and asked whether, if she caught me swiping a school laptop, I'd expect her to turn a blind eye.
That's not an accurate comparison. It'd be like, are you on the school laptop at work in your office? That's fine.
Yeah. I laughed at this, I couldn't help it, and asked if she was seriously comparing me reading a book with stealing a laptop. She said, stealing is stealing.
You wouldn't download a car.
You wouldn't download a book.
Yes, I would, actually. I absolutely would.
I told her to report me if she wants, and it'll give everyone a good laugh. She got angry and told me that stealing is no joke, that my attitude is disgusting, and reiterated that if she ever finds out I've done this again, she will report me before walking off. feel free to disagree. Who's disagreeing? But I still don't think reading one of the school's books over my lunch break is stealing, but I feel a bit bad for being rude to my colleague. Am I the asshole?
If you're disagreeing, you're crazy. Then also, just to piss off that one person that got really mad at us when we said you should steal from your workplace, you should steal from your workplace. Especially if it's a Wendy's managed by like Kelly or whatever her fucking name was.
Yeah. Well, stealing is stealing, Sarah.
I know, and it ruins my personal business somehow. It's not that I'm an idiot business owner. Sorry, if your business goes out of business because your employees steal a bunch of toilet paper from you, you had other problems. You were not running the business well enough. Yeah. I'm sorry.
If your employees are willing to risk getting fired over toilet paper, I mean,
you're not paying them enough.
You're not paying them enough, and you're treating them like shit to where it doesn't matter whether or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says the two small business owners here. Yeah.
Yes.
But
I steal from work all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, same actually.
Yeah, exactly. No, we don't. IRS. Nope. No, we don't.
But okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you should be allowed to read on your lunch break.
You should.
If you work at a school, if you work at a school, you should be reading. Just
shit, man. Is this fucking communist Russia? What is this?
Yeah, this is 1984 for real.
This is literally 1984. You can't read any of that Western propaganda at your fucking work.
Stealing. What's the steal? I don't understand the stealing aspect of it.
I don't either.
Because it's not stealing. It's you're reading from your own library. That I'm assuming also you've probably bought books for. If it's in your classroom.
This is the type of person to call up Morgan and be like, my neighbor's AC is too loud. Can you make them stop?
Yeah.
No, actually. You can't sue somebody
They're stealing my noise.
into installing a different AC unit in their house.
And then they go, I'm going to Dan Newland, and then...
and then Dan Newland takes the case. Because he needs it.
Everyone's time.
He needs it so bad.
No, yeah. Fucking. Why doesn't Morgan sponsor us? Probably because I brought up other companies. But no, fucking.
But we shit on him, so they should sponsor us. Are you kidding me?
I
know John. He would like that.
Yeah,
he would love that shit.
No, fucking. Yeah, I really. You should just read, man. Reading's good.
Reading's great.
I don't get it. Why are you working at a school if you walk in on someone reading?
That's so crazy. Walking into a school, walking into a classroom that has a library, and then being like astounded at someone reading, and then being like, "This is against the law," is so crazy. That's I would just let her be crazy.
Yeah, listen, currently it's not a crime to read a book in your school, thankfully. Currently.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it'll be different 2 days from now when this podcast goes out.
Yeah.
But
can I tell an associated story that has nothing to do with anything at hand?
That is, yeah, you can, yeah.
Okay, it is about teachers reading during a break.
Yeah.
That happened to me as a child. So when I was a kid and I was reading the Warrior Cats novels, they were actually quite big. I was reading one that was actually that big. I think.
Nice.
I remember it being that big, but I also was small, so maybe it was not as big.
Yeah.
But I would keep these big ass books on my desk because I would read them all the time. And we went to recess, and I remember going to recess and then coming back, and my second grade teacher, his name was Mr. Alfonso or Alfonsi or whatever his name was, and he was just a weirdo. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
He was the teacher that inspired me to want to be a teacher and just fuck all these kids up for a year. Lose my job, go into teaching the first year and then being I'm going to do the worst job ever and not teach these kids literally anything and just fuck them up for the next generation, which is what I wanted to do as a teen.
Yeah.
And now I'm an adult. And I see the ramifications of COVID, and I'm like, no, I don't need to do that, actually.
Yeah, they're doing plenty on
I think that's happening already.
Without my support, yeah.
It would be fun. But I don't know, yeah. If I could do that and there's no consequences.
For my actions.
Just fuck up 20 kids. But no, he had a cane because he raised half dog, half wolves. And one of them was fighting the other one, and he got in between them, and then the wolf bit him on his leg. So he never got, like, full mobility back in his leg.
Oh my God.
So he walked around, and he was just, like, really, like, he was constantly, like, sullen and mean.
Yeah.
It was actually a very nice teacher and would use that as a way to scare us.
Oh,
because he liked scaring young children, I guess.
Like you do.
And I didn't know this until later, but he told my mom at the, like, you know, meeting the parents, whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, I only got 1 year left.
Shit's about to get crazy.
It's about, I'm not going to do shit this year. And my mom was like, that's weird. And then she kept me in this school.
And didn't report it to anyone.
And this was also a charter school, so nobody cared. There were no regulations about anything.
Yeah, so
I can't remember. There's so much. He made us all watch, not just me, but he made us all watch this, like, German math show. It was all in German. And I think it was about a bunch of children that were trapped in a house. And so they had to do math to get out of the house. And there was, like, an adult that had kept them all in this house, and he would show up and be like, ha, here's a math problem. And he would give them, like, a word problem. But then it was intercut with, like, scenes of these children looking forlornly out of windows and being like, I miss my parents. And then they would do these math problems, and they would visualize the math problems. And then he would never let them out of the house. I don't know. And also, I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on because the whole thing was in German. And this is second grade. He was a big car guy, so he kept playing the movie Cars over and over again.
Hell yeah.
And he would pause the movie to tell us the make, model of every car that was on there. And
this is a Volkswagen Beetle.
Legitimately, that's what happened. And then he would be like... He would legitimately, like, stop it and be like, so this is, like, with racing, this is, like, a reference to, like, a race car driver named this guy. And he would, like,
Carface,
yeah, he would explain all the adult references to actual car people.
So this is a tramp stamp.
Well, and now I'm obsessed with cars. You know? The world of cars is crazy. Make it make sense. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So for me specifically, I never really interacted with this guy mostly. He was good at teaching, I think. I don't really remember much, if I'm honest.
Okay, yeah, good sign.
I will say I'm really bad at fractions, so maybe that's why. But I was reading the Warrior Cats book, and it was on my desk. We went out to recess, we came back, and he's sitting like crisscross applesauce on top of my desk.
Just reading
my book. And Joshua, this is a children's novel.
Yeah.
He was not 5 pages into this book. And recess is like 30 minutes long. So he spent 30 minutes reading the first 5 pages, or he just randomly
started it right before as a power play. Never even actually read it. Did you know? Like,
but he still like got up and I swear to God, he was reading it like with one hand, and he was touching his lips like this, like
stimming. Yeah. Curious.
And I can't get that image out of my head because I was deeply uncomfortable that he would touch my fucking shit.
Yeah, that's worse than what happened in this story. Yeah,
I think so. And then he put it back on the desk, and he like was like, "That's interesting." And it was like, it wasn't even the first one in the series. It was like the 4th one. And also there were other readers in this. Like someone else was reading Harry Potter. Someone else, like, there were other books on other kids' desks. And he chose the cat one.
He's got that wolf inside him, you know what I mean?
He do. And then later, I was standing in line, you know, like you would get in line.
Yeah, on the tiles. I remember this. Yeah.
Well, it was just like a line, in line. Yeah.
We had tiles.
We had like Velcro on everything.
Oh, you know what? We had like tape. We had like painter's tape for that.
Yeah, legit. So we were whatever. There was this lamp that he had, like one of those lamps that were like 3 different bulbs with little like cones like different color cones. Like, you know, like in The Sims, there's one of them.
I think so.
Like that you would put in like a children's room.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like a red, yellow, and like blue.
Yes.
Whatever, like lampshade, and it was all like, it was kind of weirdly
shaped.
Like you could move it if you wanted.
Yeah.
And he was like, he goes up to me, he was like, what if this lamp was like a monster? And I was like, okay. And he was like, wouldn't that be fun? Like a fun story? You should write that. You should write that as a book. I was like,
giving you free ideas,
about
dude.
the lamp monster? What the hell?
Goosebumps, fucking
And then I grow up and I watch fucking Family Guy, and there's that scene about Stephen King where it's like Stephen King pitching ideas to his editor, and he picks up a desk lamp and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, was that just like a Family Guy reference that this guy made to me?
The second grader,
yeah. So that's why I should be allowed to fuck up a whole generation of kids, because that shit's fun as hell.
Well, you should be able to read books inside your own classroom.
Yeah. Just not the children's books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they bring it from their house.
Yeah. From your library, yeah.
Also, shit used to be so much cooler. Like that guy used to just exist, and he would get paid a salary, and he would go home, and he was cool. Also, I don't think that was his last year. I think he was there afterwards. He just lied to my mom.
Or he was like, nah, I love doing this shit too much. I'm gonna keep doing it until someone fires me.
It's just one of those children's things where it's like, then you go home and then your mom was like, oh yeah, he said that to me once. And I'm like, that makes so much sense as to why he was constantly fucking around. Dude, I have so much.
Yeah.
There was like a month long where he made like a mystery for us to all figure out.
Yeah.
So like he took a bunch of toys that were in the room, and then he just put them in the trash can, and it was like, somebody broke in here and took all the toys, and then he blamed it on another guy who just was like the AV guy.
That's funny as hell, dude.
So they both teamed up to like take all of our toys from us for months, and then to just be like, where'd the toys go? You guys gotta figure it out.
Jesus, man. What a wild guy. That's just wild. I don't even know what to say.
He was just
to
a
that.
weirdo.